Welcome back to Spice Island in the Pot. We're about to put a gourmet twist on that pilau we made earlier. So we're gonna do a jasmine rice with veggies tossed up and orange chili chicken. So let me take you through the ingredients. I have some mushrooms. These are canned mushrooms, but you can use fresh mushrooms if you prefer. I have some broccoli, red onions, pimento or flavor peppers, chicken breast. Of course, my cooking ingredient for this would be garlic butter, but if you don't want to do the butter, olive oil and garlic is always a good combination. Of course, we have jasmine rice, which originally comes from Thailand. It is a sticky rice with a floral aroma. For our sauce, I'm going to use just a regular, as a base, sweet and sour sauce, some orange juice. If you have fresh orange juice, that's really just the best thing. Garlic, a little white sugar, and we're going to season that up with some salt and pepper. So let me get this chicken ready. So for this, I'm going to do a much drier seasoning. Here we go. So I have my chicken breast. I'm just going to do one because chicken breast comes now, it's really thick. So I'm just going to cut across like this so it's a little thinner. When it gets into the pan, it cooks up evenly and all at the same time. When it's finished in the pan, then I do some slices on this. So we get this in here. Right, and I can get rid of this. So I'm gonna do a little salt, a little pepper. This is chili chicken, so I'm gonna use some dried chilies here. A little parsley. So we're gonna just let that marinate on this side, and we're gonna get the veggies ready to do the toss up of the rice. So my broccoli is already pulled apart. We're gonna do some red onions and pimentos. Nice. There we go. Right, so you just wanna dice these up really small because this is just the base to get your rice going. And pimento peppers give everything such a really nice flavor. It's one of my favorite flavorings to use. Ooh. There we go. You don't want these to be too big. You want the onions to kind of melt down a little bit and flavor the dish. There we go. These I'm gonna just cut into two. Sometimes when you buy mushrooms, they come sliced already. That would work as well. I just prefer when they're whole, and then I have the option if I want to cut. And mushrooms are always a good substitute for meat. It's a very hearty ingredient. So we're all set up. We're gonna go over to the stove and do the saute and get everything together. So we're gonna get the chicken going, and remember it's an orange chili chicken. We did a really nice seasoning of a little salt, pepper, some parsley, a little chili. So we're gonna get a saute pan up, and you're gonna do like a medium to low kind of fire because you want it to kind of take its time. I'm gonna start with some garlic butter. And I find butter keeps a nice moisture on the chicken, and it helps it to hold the flavor. And of course, garlic for me is a must in every single meal. It's good for everything. It gives the food really good flavor. So you're gonna get a nice amount of garlic and butter in there. So you don't wanna wait until the garlic gets brown. You just want everything to kind of be one temperature. And then you can add your chicken from here. Perfect. Just like this. So you let one side cook 5 to 7 minutes, then you flip it over and allow the rest of it to cook, and that will be your orange chicken. We're gonna go back, get the sauce done, get the rice happening, and we'll be eating in a short time. So while the chicken is doing its dance on the stove, I'm gonna get the sauce ready because you wanna have that ready to go as soon as the chicken is done. So this is an orange chili sauce. And it's really simple. It happens in like seconds. So any sweet and sour sauce as the base will work. So I'm going to mix this up. And you can make a whole batch of this and just keep it in the fridge A lot of these things you can make in advance and keep and, you know, go from there. So we have that sweet and sour sauce as the base, but you don't want to just use, you know, regular store-bought something and just pour it all over. You want to give it your own personal touch, add a little flavor to this. So I have some orange juice concentrate, but like I said, if you have fresh oranges, that will work even better. So I'm going to add this. And with sauces, it's about consistency. So depending on what you want to do with the sauce will determine how thick you're going to make it. So I don't want this to be too thick, but I don't want it to be too runny. I kind of want it to kind of coat my chicken. So we have the orange juice, we have the sweet and sour sauce. I'm going to do a little season up. A little pinch of salt, parsley, and of course, chili. I'm going to add a little garlic to this because I like garlic in everything. And we're going to do a little sugar just to get rid of some of the tart that it might have. And you just whisk this together. So this is a really nice consistency. See? It's not very thick, it's not very runny. So this is going to coat the chicken really, really well. And it's a beautiful color as well. This is a very colorful dish when we get the rice done with all the different veggies. And we have the chicken with this red sauce. It's going to be amazing. So let me flip that chicken. And then we're going to move on to the rice. Okay, so it's time to flip these over. So if you look here, you're going to see how the edges become white. That's always a good sign. It means that it's getting cooked. It's getting enough heat. If the white goes all around, everything is even. So we want to just flip it. Absolutely beautiful. And as the chicken cooks, the garlic gets brown. It gets into that really nice kind of roasted garlic kind of situation. When you flip this, the rest of the chicken is going to cook up really nicely, and you want to just lower it just a little bit. Everybody's stove is different, so you want to get to know your stove, get familiar which burner works faster than which one. And once this is cooked up, we're going to pour that sauce all over it, cover it down so everything kind of gets soaked in together. So I'm going to let this finish up here, set this aside. It's also really important that when you pan sear meat or even grill or bake, that you let it sit for a little bit before you cut it to serve it, to do anything else with it, because it lets all the juices go and get into the action of things. So I'm going to get the rice going from here. So let's get this rice happening. I'm just going to put this in the back here. So this is happening while we start here. So again, medium heat as always, just about there. When the pot gets a little hot, we're going to start with the basic seasoning and get the rice happening. Okay. Right. This dish is actually a really good and simple, healthy dinner idea. I really love making this for, you know, when you had a long day at work. It's something fresh, it's something healthy. It makes you feel really good. And you get all your vitamins, protein, everything is in there. Right, so this is just about warm. I'm going to do, of course, my favorite garlic and butter. And of course, like I always say, if you don't like butter, you can use olive oil. The base seasoning, which be the red onions and the pimento that we diced up. And I didn't mince it too small because I wanted all of the colors to kind of come through in the rice. Right? Oh. Right. So as this melts down, the butter gets soft and the onions start to cook. When the onions start getting a little soft is when you want to get into adding the other stuff and get the rice happening. Okay, so we're going to stir that around. Okay. Good. This looks about good. Now I'm going to add the mushrooms because you want the mushrooms to absorb the flavors. Now you'll notice I'm not putting any salt in this particular part of the dish like I would normally season all my layers. Reason is there's a lot of seasoning in this. There's salt in there, there's salt in the sauce, and you know, if you want to be mindful and have things in moderation, there's enough flavor here. Plus jasmine rice has a flavor of its own. So you're going to want to just keep that mindful. Of course, this is just about taste. I prefer to do it like that. If you want to add salt, you can. Totally up to you because it's your dish. So what I'm gonna do in the meantime is kind of pre-steam my broccoli here. I already cut my florets in there, and I have some hot water here. So I'm just gonna add the water to this. And I always like to do this because sometimes it's hard to get it timed right in the pot at the moment that it's happening. So I kind of give it like a little pre-steam kind of thing. I can actually, and once this turns like a darker green, that means it's fine. You get rid of the hot water and you add it to your dish. So here we go. If you wanted to do more veggies for this, if you wanted to add carrots or anything like that, feel free. It's a really very flexible. So now, as everything has become soft and absorbed this flavor here, I'm going to add my rice. So, this rice, I did a lot of rice here because I want to put some away to make a dish tomorrow. So I'm just going to cook up what I need. This is another cool trick that you can do to save yourself some time in the week. You boil enough rice for at least 3 portions or 3 dishes. And jasmine rice, like I said, has a flavor of its own, so you can go ahead and just boil it, store it, and do it as many different ways as you like. So I'm going to get rid of this hot water here in my broccoli. There we go. A little broccoli. So from here, what you can do, because everything is already cooked and flavored, you want to switch off your stove and cover this, and then we're going to go add that sauce to the chicken, and then our meal is complete. So Marvin Gaye just started to play. The chicken is doing a slow dance now because it's coming to the end. So I'm going to add my sauce. Now, the garlic is a nice brown color, so it's going to give you that nice roasted garlic feel. And this is my sauce. So just about 3 minutes before the chicken is completely cooked, you want to add your sauce. And you see how that fell in there? Just kind of coated and fell all over it. Kind of like love. Yep. Add that in. Just pour it over. Oh, I feel like this is my best chicken yet. Good. And that's it. You cover this down for the last 3 minutes of cooking, and then your meal is ready. So I'm gonna cover this, let this finish, and I'm gonna go back over, get everything on a plate so we can eat. Okay, so the chicken dance is over, everything is ready, so let's plate up. This is going to be a really good dinner. Everything here is perfectly cooked. 1 spoon. Don't want to dirty too many dishes. Get the chicken in there. Get some of that sauce. I am really proud of this sauce and the chicken. I think it's my favorite thing. So this is our jasmine rice and vegetable mix, served with the orange chili chicken. All in all, today I had such a really good time. We made our traditional pigeon peas and chicken pilau, and that was really, really good. The coleslaw was on point. Everything was perfect. I had a really good time making this healthy version of pilau, my gourmet twist on it. So I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed cooking it. If you need any more information on the recipes that we did today, this information is at the bottom of the screen. You can also follow us on Instagram at SpiceTC5 or follow us on Facebook, and you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember, food is essential to life, so make it good. I am Arlene, your food designer. This was Spice Island in the Pot.